You told me to burn this or destroy this in a place where there is nobody. I had a problem. Wherever I went, can you complete the sentence? Wherever I went, wherever I went, I was there. This I who with you, wherever you, that is the real you. Everything else is correct. So this is all about today's talk. And for all that I have reached, especially the difficulties in my life, the difficulties that shaped me, that have made me a tough person, a strong person, mentally tough. Although I went through those challenges, thank you. And I do not know what my future is going to be, but I have the ability to take on whatever is ahead for me. So that we completed yesterday. We come to today's talk. And today's talk is introduction to the great treasures of India, which is not the monuments like Taj Mahal, but it is the Vedas. I'll tell you what the essence of Veda, although our topic is Veda, Anta means the final point or the crescendo of the Vedas, called the Vedanta, the end point of Vedas. And first let us begin with a little introduction to Vedas and the Upanishads. That includes the Bhagavad Gita also. Now, there is a Sanskrit term called Purushartha. Purushartha means human good. Even before I begin my talk today, let me tell you what Patanjali spoke about this means. Now, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. We are in a satsang, and Patanjali said there are 3 levels of listeners. The first level is called Kutuhal. And those with some knowledge of Sanskrit will what is the meaning of the word Kutuhal, or curiosity. That's right. It means curiosity. Mukut has invited a doctor to come and speak on a Vedanta topic. What is he going to speak? There could be a little bit of curiosity. That Patanjali calls as level 1 listener. Level 2 is called Jignasa. And Jignasa means seeker of desire for, that's right, knowledge. Jignasa is one who's seeking knowledge, who's seeking newer information. Now, if Mukut has to invite somebody for a temple like this, means the person must be having some new information that is worth my time. So if I come from level 2 to see what is there I can learn this afternoon, I come from level 2, which is called Mumukshu means moksha ija, the one who has the desire for the highest Purushartha. Purusharthas are 4: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. The Moksha Purushartha is highest seeker. Now he tells us how a person who is keen on Moksha, how such a person will listen, and what are the qualities of a person. Normally, I speak whenever there is a slide, our mind tends to evaluate, mind tends to judge. The mind will say this is good, that is not good, this is useful, this is from school, this is from that teacher. You can't help it. The mind has been trained to evaluate, to judge. He says, for the time being, Mumukshu, can you keep that evaluating mind aside? He said, no evaluation, no judgment. Be like a small child. Come from openness. And he says, if you come from an open mind, you're not going to be informed. There is the potential to be transformed. By transformed, psychologists call a paradigm shift. A shift in the way you see. You are the same. The world is the same, but the way you see the world is different. And that is what is the possibility if you can become Moksha. We come to today's topic, what is the Purusha, Dharma, Artha, and Moksha? Purusha means a human being. The word Artha in Sanskrit has got several meanings. One meaning is will, whole, choice, free will, effort, or prayatna. But we're talking in terms of what are the standard human goals that we're supposed to. Now, there are 3 things all at once, and especially this is a very developed society where security is taken for granted. But if you see in poorer communities, so security is fundamental. I see many places the garage was open, the house is left open. But security is not that much of a concern. But if you see in poorer places where security is an issue, the first human Purushartha will be security. That if I have, I need to preserve my life, I need to preserve my family. So security becomes so fundamental. And you will see in certain areas where there's warfare and all going on, that how important is security. First thing that we need and always need, because spirituality is a higher requirement. If there is no security, there's warfare, if there are, in today's warfare, nobody is safe. You can't be in a ground place all the time, bomb shelter, because any case is a target for a distant missile. So is one is a certain amount of security. Then the next requirement is, so you have, artha, purushartha. Artha means wealth. If I have wealth, then I have a home for myself, I have clothing, I have shelter. So among the purushartha, the first and primary requirement is a basic amount of wealth. After some time, this becomes at what level we talk, we can never know. It goes on and on. So artha purushartha has no end in itself. It's called kama purushartha. Kama is, why do I earn all the money if I'm not able to spend that money? I want to have a good house, a good car, a good life. I would like to travel in greater good. So the second purushartha is called kama purushartha. So first one, artha purushartha, the second is kama purushartha. Now when I am talking about food, you like to enjoy good food. Ramakrishna Parvat, you go around, you have a picture of this great. One of the, he would have great satsang. There was one weakness which this master had. And you know what was weakness was? He was always interested in food. And sometimes he would be meeting so many people, come in between to his wife, what is there for lunch? What is there? He was a foodie and he enjoyed his food. And one day his wife was so upset with him, what status you are in? How can you be? He said, don't worry. The day I say I don't, it means I'm going to die in peace. He said that one day when she offered him food, he said no. For the first time he said no. And she started to cry because it's a prophecy. If he says no for food, it means he's not going to survive the day. And he lived this prophecy. He had said that, I have no reason to live. He's a Brahman. He's gone beyond. Sometimes to live on this earth, to take other people along, they need something to tether themselves. He said the tether for me is food. And because of food I'm there. The moment my interest in food is gone, I'm gone. So that is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Then there is the third Purushartha called Dharma. When you feel I'm so blessed, what do? You offer your services to a community like this, a temple. So you want to renovate a place, you want to cook for so many people. So the third Purushartha is called Dharma Purushartha. Now there's a nice story from the life of Guru Nanak Dev. He was a very, very rich man, and he was one of the richest men in the community. But suddenly he realized he had a serious disease and he was going to survive long. And somebody visited him, he got only about 6 months left. Now his greatest wish was, I have made so much money. There is no way I can spend that money. He would go from one guru to another guru with only one mission. Is there some way I can take my life with me? And all teachers said, no way. Like Alexander the Great, when he was a man, he said, put me in a coffin when my hands are out. And that's why they called him great. Because even the world conqueror was empty-handed. He wanted to give that message. So, what to do? Finally, he meets Guru Nanak Dev. And he the same question, is there some way I can take my wealth with me? And Guru Nanak Dev said, certainly yes, I have that for you. He was so happy. He said, how? He said, have you traveled abroad? He said, yes. I made the money traveling abroad. And he said, how do you do business when you go abroad? So whenever I go abroad, I change my currency to the local currency. And I buy products from there. And when I come back, I change to my currency. And I have a currency exchange also. I make money through currency exchange. So he says there is a technique. And that is through currency exchange. He says, do dhana. Now, you will be able to encash it in the form of punya. And punya is the currency for the next year. Honestly, and that is true. And if you want your punya, that is the currency that you take, and that is the message of Guru Nanak Dev. So these two things, and in Upanishads, Upanishad, Yamadharmaraja will show you two, the path of Dharma, Artha and Kama, and which he calls prayer, the popular path. And then the road less traveled is Moksha Purushartha, where nobody comes to the path. Even if the Lord is willing, nobody comes. So what is moksha? Moksha is freedom from dharma, artha and kama. I no longer want to prove anything to anybody. I don't need more money, nothing to do, there is nowhere to go. Freedom from the slavery of the three purushartha, dharma, artha and kama. I hope you over the two parts. We'll speak about these two parts which will come in Upanishad, the worldly path and the spiritual path. I spoke about this today. Pariksha Lokan Brahmachitan Brahmana. Brahmana is a person who has examined his life. I have worked so hard, I have created so much wealth, I have done so much, but do I have that fulfillment? And then he realized Nirvedyam. Nirvedyam in Sanskrit also is Vairagya, a sense of frustration, the realization. Kritai akrita nasti. That means what I am looking for is not 500 billion or 1,000 billion or 1 trillion. I am looking for the infinite. And finite and finite can never be finite. Yesterday we saw there is no corridor that connects the finite to the infinite. And so the path is totally different. One path that goes outside, the other that path that goes inward. And the path goes inward through the guidance of Guru Shastra. Guru eva abhigachet. You have to go to a Guru, you carry Thimappa. Thimappa is symbolic of Dakshina. Thimappa is symbolic of what are you giving your Guru? My Guru is the ego. You surrender your ego. And what kind of a Guru? Shrotriya Brahmanishya. All accomplishments in the world. Now you can see the people who have the greatest accomplishments. You will see any accomplishment has got three defects. It is called Dukkha Mishrittatvam. Thoda Meetha Thoda. There is some sweetness but some bitterness also. I struggle to achieve wherever I am. Number one in master. But how long can you remain the master? There are hundreds of others waiting to displace you. You can be there, only next person comes. So you may remain. So you struggle to reach the top. You struggle to remain there. And whether you like or not, you are removed from that. That is the first problem is called all accomplishments are mixed with sorrow or dukkha mishritva. There is a mixture of sorrow. Second is atripti karatva. Tripti means I'm utterly fulfilled. Then some hotels in India are called tripti. That means after you had a good meal, for some time you have tripti, maybe for about 3 hours. Then after some time, atripti. Can I have some tea or coffee? That is why those who have to cook, the problem. The kitchen never stops. Atripti karatva. However much the kitchen has to go on functioning because tripti is not there. The third defect is called bandhakatva. Now when I'm used to a certain level of luxury, I'm used to a level of comfort, I cannot afford for that to be taken away. I have a certain dependence on three things. So these are the three problems with all worldly accomplishment. Dukkha Mishritvam, Atripti Karatvam and Bandhakatvam. Now the question that we ask our teacher is there a goal that is free from all these defects? And the teacher said yes. That is what is Moksha Purushartha. I have read this, that Nivedam ayat na akrita kritena. That means through any amount of effort, you are not going to get the infinite. Yesterday we had a discussion on what is moksha. Is moksha a goal to achieve, or is in Sanskrit it comes out very nicely? Is moksha a sadhyam? Sadhyam means a goal, or is it a siddha vastu? Siddha vastu is my natural state. When you are fast asleep, you have a think about moksha. You have no idea where you are, you have no sense of time, you have no reference to this body, and the problems of this body and the mind don't affect you one bit, and that is the state of moksha. The moment you wake up, time is born, place is born, body and education is born, and all the problems are born with that. So, Moksha is a sipastu. It is my natural state. But unfortunately, covered with a cloud of ignorance, and the role of the teacher is to remove from you what you think you have but don't, that is your ego, and to reveal to you what you already had, your true nature. So, the person will have come to moksha. What kind of a guru? Shrotriya Brahman. Shrotriya. Shrotriya means one who has the gift, one who has the ability to communicate his understanding. You know, it is almost impossible. Supposing a person has not tasted sugar, he does not know it. Can you describe what it is to a person who has not tasted it? Now, when a teacher accomplishes that, now he has to communicate that. But then he will, I cannot tell you, but I can show you the way. Because my teacher told me the way, and I have discovered I can help you to find the way. Because I may not be able to describe it. This is something that I cannot describe. But I can certainly show you the way my teacher has given me, has been helped that way. So that is what is called a Shrotriya. The ultimate point is called Brahmanishta. A Brahmanishta is one who is apart from Brahman. That's why they say in Upanishad called Mundaka Upanishad, you don't become Brahmavid. You're not a knowledge. You don't become knowledgeable about Brahma. Brahmaiva Bhavati. You become Brahman himself. And so it is wrong to say you become Brahman, because there is no becoming. You already are. And you discover, I don't need to see that I am limited. The day you discover and say, I am that. There is in the whole of Vedanta. Now, whenever a politician speaks, if you attended any of the rallies or you've seen on a politician's speech on television, they will speak so many things. Then what is the bottom line of every politician's speech? Vote for me. The bottom line, I did this for the community, I did that for the community, I've done so much, I've contributed this, I have gotten so many grants. But the bottom line is vote for. So for politicians, in Sanskrit it is called Tathparyam. The Tathparyam is vote for me. And in spiritual teaching, what is central point the teacher to give? And this is what is called a Mahavakya. A person goes to a guru and says, my dear Lord, I have very little time. Can you give me the essence as brief a time as possible? There are many doctors here, you will understand. I think it was Swami Vivekananda itself. He came to Chicago, and there was a great doctor who would earn a lot of money. And he said, my time is extremely precious. Can you, in a short time, can you tell me, the essence? I can see that you accomplished. What it is there? How did you accomplish that? So, this is, you are
can you be a little louder?
Oh my God. I'm shouting. Now we can
Increase the volume. Yeah, increase the volume.
But I need that feedback. That means I'm not listening properly. Now we come back to story. Can I continue the story?
Yes.
So here was that doctor who was extremely busy, who wanted to know, and Vivekananda was there with him. And he said, can you, in about 30 minutes time, I can pay whatever for your time, but if you can tell me the essence, what made you, I can see that glow in you. And he said, I understand you are one of the greatest surgeons in the country. And he said, can you just tell me about yourself? How long did it take you to become this? He says, it was 7 years of medical school, and then 7 years of cardiothoracic surgery, and then I had fellowship in one of the best places in the world, and then I have done my practice on so many patients, and so many patients were lost in the whole process. Now today I have become highly trained because of some 30-35 years experience. And so Swami Vivekananda said, can you put that 30 minutes and give it to me? So that is what is a Brahmanishta. A Brahmanishta is one who is heard in the teaching, and that's what you are. When you go to a guru, you carry something. Something is about it. And of course, they come to the Now, this data is going to offer a solution to be clear about what is the problem. I have a problem. So that is why when you go to it, the first thing the doctor will ask you, your he's a psychiatrist. I'd like to share a story with you. A man goes to a psychiatrist and I'm not sure if these are his couches. He was lying on that couch, was the same. The doctor was sitting a little away from him. Can you tell me about yourself? What is your problem? And he said, I really do not know why my doctor referred me to you. Because life is good. You seem healthy. He said, it is good, healthy. I have a very good job, a very high job, a boss who gives me a lot of freedom. You never have this competitive boss, a boss who gives you a lot of freedom. A wonderful wife, very understanding, caring, well-disciplined children, lots of money, excellent health. Suddenly the psychiatrist comes to with this notepad and it says, since how long have you been in this condition? You tell somebody you are happy, you send to a psychiatrist. Tell somebody about your problems, you say, listen to me. You know my views, you don't know what your problems are. So what is the fundamental human problem? Okay. See, what we really want is that we want to be happy. Alright? And the basic needs, we need security, we need peace, and we need happiness. I will put it in the form PHS. We want security, I've described this already. We want security, we want peace, and happiness. And this is the hierarchy. First security, then peace, then happiness. Now, according to the scriptures made a diagnosis. They say, this peace, this security, this happiness is there in yourself. And where spiritually it is an inner journey. Then the scripture gives some bad news also. Good news, it is there within me. And what is bad news? Anybody? It is there within, continue the sentence, only. Which means, if I am searching for security, if searching for happiness in people, situations or objects, I am searching it in the wrong place. There was a lady who was searching for a street light, and after some time, another person comes and says, what have you lost? Lost my coin. So he helped her. And then after some time, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, people gathered around searching for a coin. And then after some time, somebody says, see, many of us are here. Can you tell us, where did you lose the coin? She said, I lost it, but there is no electricity there. You fool, he said. You're wasting our time. Then smiled. However hard you look for peace, security, and happiness in the wrong place, you do it. The scripture says this peace, this purity, this happiness is within us, and it is within us only. If I am looking for in people, in situations, or in objects, it may give you, but not fulfilling. It is temporary. But dukkam is atriptikarakam, and so on. Alright. Now, if it is there within me, I should be a treasure house of security and happiness, isn't it? I should be a wholesale door of peace, security, and happiness. But then the scriptures one more thing. It is there. It's the treasure. The gold mine is in your own house, but you have to dig for it. It is covered. This is the problem. And there are 3 layers of covering that will use Sanskrit words for it. First layer is called malam or inti. The second is called avaranam or concealment. So the scriptures, you see, the whole year give where the problem is, and they will also give a solution. They will tell you. So peace and happiness and security is there, but it is there within us only, but it is covered, and will help you discover there are 3 layers here. One is called mala, the second is vikshepa, and the third is called varana. All the 3, the low is where, again to our side, it is in our mind. That is why the entire treatment of the scripture is a mental treatment. Because resistance is in my mind, ignorance is my mind, impurities are my mind only. My body makes the problem is my mind, but it is my monkey. What are the 6 energies? I spoke to you yesterday about all these. It is called karma. The big problem is my inability to accept things as they are. I wish a little, and if I look at my bank balance, if there could be 1 0 at the end of it, or 1 more, it looks so much more better. That is called karma. If my karma fulfills krodha or anger, if somebody gets what I want, mastery or jealousy. Now, if I get it, will it be a problem? No. I want more of it. there is mud, arrogance, more delusion, and all these problems. Whether you did or not, there is a problem. This is the problem in the mind. The mind is basically the Sri Rama story. Now, Rama makes a trick. Rama is the Sita. Rama represents the high Purushartha or Moksha. Sita represents our mind. They were happy because she had everything. But then, golden year passes by. And suddenly the child in her says, oh my God, can I have it? I want it. That is called Kama. I want this, I want it. And when Rama and Lakshmana, and she is a child, and he said, I want that golden year. Now they have to go after it. And the whole Ramayana story starts from Kama. Although Rama is there signifying our inner is there within you, but once Kama comes in, this mind becomes key mind and all these problems. The second problem is what Swami Vivekananda said. Our mind is like a monkey. The mind is restless. Yes, the mind can be somewhere else. Again, psychologists call this, am I in reality now, or am I in psychological time? Am I evaluating? Am I taking my thoughts about somewhere else? And the biggest time wasted because of Vikeva. Yesterday we had a discussion with Gola. The mind is extremely difficult to keep your mind. The third problem is called Avarana. Avarana means, although I am a treasure house of peace, security and happiness, I can be a wholesale donor of peace, security and happiness. It conceals from me. I am not aware that I am the prince who inherits the world. That's why Jesus said, no, you are the salt of the earth, you inherit the world. Why are you going around begging bowl, asking others for happiness and so on? So, ignorance of the fact that I am source of lasting peace, security, and the seeker is the thought. I was talking to you about the politician's speech, and I said, whenever a spiritual guru, just like a politician's bottom line is, vote for me. The spiritual seeker bottom line is called Mahavakya. So a student goes to a teacher and says, can you give me the essence of all the Vedas? And so he says, yes, I can give you. The essence of all Vedas is the Mahavakya called Jnanam Brahma. Can you experience the silence? Am I aware of the silence? Yes. By watching my hand, are you able to see my hand? Now move from my hand to your eyes, to your mind, and to the one who is observing my hand. This is what is Prajnana Brahma. The essence of all Vedanta, even in Aitari Upanishads, is called Prajnana, consciousness is Brahman. I am conscious. I'm really very happy that there is something called consciousness in me. So the after some is about to go, he says, Kaka. He says, Tat Tvam Asi. That is another Mahavakya. That consciousness that I spoke to you is none other than your true nature. You are that. Go and do it. And he gives them instruction to how to meditate and discover I am that. He goes for some time, and then a spiritual awakening happens. He comes to the teacher and says, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the third Mahavakya. I am Brahman. This is the phase of awakening. And then the teacher is very happy. He says, meditate on this. He says, Ayam Atma Brahma. These are four Mahavakyas from the four Vedas. The first is from the Rig Veda, the second is from Veda, the third is from Samveda, and the fourth is from the Atha Veda. The four Vedas give the four Mahavakyas to say, the consciousness because of which you are listening to me, because of which you are able to understand, that is Brahman. Your real nature. The body mind is only an instrument. And over some period of time, through guidance, through certain forms of meditation, you to discover and claim and evade Aham Brahma, I am that. And the rest of your life, you live on that Mahavakya, Ayam Atma Brahma. And this word is Ayam. In English also means the same thing. I am Atma Brahma. Alright. Now remember, the treasure is within me only. It is covered by tears. And the teacher not only gives a diagnosis, now he's giving you a therapy. So, what are the three sadhanas or the three spiritual exercises that we have to do to discover our own treasure? The first one is Karma Yoga. Now, I have Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. The mental treatment ancient Indian days for to work that desire is to be a Karma Yogi. And what is a karma yogi? Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapters, defines very beautifully. Karma yoga is two things: right action and right attitude. Right action means predominantly sattvic activity, not rajasic or tamasic. Sattvic means selfless activity. To do a work for the community, that is a sattvic activity. When I am living for myself, it is rajasic. When I harm somebody in way or the other, it is less rajasic, not tamasic. You have one very rajasic, not tamasic. What do I have to? What do I do? That is for you. It is called Visuraaga. And you will continue to go down. So this is according to the Rupa Karma. And whenever you bring service, whenever it is a competition, and how you see that competition, we know you see that, how you see relationship, we don't see something, they want to say that, we don't know that, so how the relationship is very important, learning much more. So now you will, Visuraaga, and it is then the founder, it's on the first one to come to the Rupa. There is a problem of exercise. So what we should do, the man, we should do, and he will tell you how to do a certain task. Then he will ask you, who is your Ishta Devata? Who is the Lord you respect? And depending on the Lord you like, he will give you a killer mantra. And he will tell you how you need to chant. It is called Sadhana. And japas are done over a period of time. On. Now these are all, like Swami Vivekananda, that great cardiac surgeon, 6 years of Karma Yoga, year of Bhajna Yoga to be able to work on restless mind and to work. And finally, you have to come to who will give you Mahabharata Tatvamasi through the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and it will directly say, the one that you are looking for is yourself. They spoke to you about the 10 boys who crossed the river, and when they crossed back, there was a storm, and because of the storm, they had to swim across. And when they swam across, they were anxious to see all 10 had come. And in their anxiety, they count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Each one forgets to count themselves, and they assume that man is dead or gone or lost the storm. So that is our problem. Dashamaha Nasti. The Guru comes and says, Dashamaha Nasti, the 10th man is there. Suddenly they say, Kutra, where? So he has to do a prakriya. He says, you are the 10th man. If he says you say, no, I have counted 10 and I could not find myself. He says, do a technique. Now you stand here, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the teacher, that is called Jnana Yoga. The teacher has got various tricks in it. Various kinds of tricks help you to discover, the teacher gives you a mirror. Essentially, I see myself. And what is that mirror? The Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads. So you have to go towards the Guru are the mirrors. You have to hold the mirror in a particular technique to be able to discover. Ultimately, like Bhagavad Gita, Swaraj is my birthright and I will have it. And all of us here should say, that is what I am. I will have this like itself. I will do whatever sadhana is required and I will. The 3 sadhanas are explained: Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Essentially, only all the Vedas talk about this. Now, we are done. We go for questions. A little piece of very quickly analyze the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita. The Vedas mean the source of knowledge. The Vedas are revelations of the Lord. They have come down to the rishis, and the Vedas have got 4 portions. I'm not going into detail. Then the great rishi, Veda Vyasa, classified them into Rig Veda, Yaveda, Sama Veda, and the other Veda. Vedas are very voluminous. Lord Sri Krishna has done this. He has condensed the entire Vedas in 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita into musical form. And Adi Shankara has very clear terms. Studying the Bhagavad Gita is as studying the entire Vedic Gita. The Bhagavad Gita in essence gives you all that the Vedas said. Yesterday we discussed, it is extremely difficult to overcome that Maya. So when you study the Vedas, you don't study as if like you go to a medical school. You go like a Bhakta. Sri Krishna, my mind is a monkey mind. You have to help. And Sri Krishna says, no, you cannot do it yourself. You send it to me. It is my job. My Maya is extremely difficult to cause. Mam eva ye prapadyai Maya esam tadanti. I will help you to cross over that Maya. You send it to me. That is what you do to a teacher. You surrender to a teacher, Krishna, he will take you across. These are some beautiful mantras which come right in the beginning of the second chapter then are had to be woken up to fight. And they are all there in the Kathopanishad. The Kathopanishad and the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has, without giving any copyright where he has taken the sources, he's taken most of the mantras from Kathopanishad. And this mantra comes in Kathopanishad also. Na jayate priyate va. This being, never born, is not going to die. Nayam bhuva bhavita na bhuyaha ajaha nityaha sapataha puranaha na hare anyamano shriya. Ajaha. All of us are never born. The body is born. The highly indwellers never born. Nityaha and there for all time. Sajaha and permanent. Puranaha ancient. Nanyate, I don't die when this body. This is the mantra of the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, verse number 20. Nainam chintanti shakta. Any weapon cannot destroy me. Nainam dahapavaraha. So none of the means fire cannot burn me, water cannot drown me, the air cannot hurt me, instruments cannot kill me. From the seventh chapter of Sri Krishna gives importance of bhakti. You surrender to importance is to know mindfulness. And once I will impart you. Sri Krishna, if you see the Bhagavad Gita, each chapter begins like a salesperson. He will give you, oh my God, he is going to introduce this chapter. Jnanam, aham savijnanam, bhakshami asheshataha. I will give you knowledge and vijnana, wisdom. Jnanasva, there is nothing else that is working once you know what this is. And he will say, idam today guhyatamam. I am going to tell you the greatest secret. You see, this is how the ninth chapter begins. This is how the seventh chapter begins. Pravakshami anusuyave jnanam savijnanam yad jnatva mokshase ashubhat. Once you know this, you will be free from anything ashubha, anything inauspicious. Beautiful verse which says, Mattaha parakara na anyat kinchadasti dhanajaya mai sarvam idam proktam sutre nigana eva. I pervade in and through all of you, just like a thread goes in and through the beads in a necklace in an invisible manner. So Sri Krishna says, I am there inside you, in and through all of you. Rasova moksu kaunteya. Every time you drink water, Sri Krishna says, the taste in the water is me. And these are vibhutis. In the 10th chapter, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all these chapters, he introduces himself before he brings in Visuraaga Ishvara darshan. That you will be able to see godliness everywhere. Beautiful verse that comes in the 12th chapter. It says, Tulya Ninda Susthiramauti Santushto Yena Kenachit Aniketaha Stiramati Bhakti Maghe Priyo Nara. Who is somebody whom I love dearly? Tulya Ninda Stuti. Whether you are praised or whether you are criticized, I see them equally. Now, can I have that state of mind wherein, even though I am praised, I don't get elated, and I am criticized, I don't go down. Tulya Ninda Stuti Mauni. Somebody who is silent. Santushtaha. Completely at peace with self. Whatever you give him, he has. Santushtaha. Happy content with whatever he has. Aniketaha. I don't have a house to stay. And I don't have the house to stay, the whole world ends. Niketa means house. Aniketa. Stira Matihi. One whose mind is stira. Bhaktimam means Naraha. If you have those qualities of all the bhaktas, you are dear to me. This is from Madhusudana Saraswati, who Mukut loves a great deal. Mukam karoti vachalam. Mukam, this verse speaks to me because, when I am basically very silent, I used to go to my father's clinic. Mauna would speak to anybody. And anybody speaks, I would just smile. And word went out that doctor's son is a little dull, low IQ person. That's what I was labeled. Because anybody speaks any language, I would only smile and that's it, no talk at all. And I got in India, a very steep in the medical college, first time they opened, I wrote that Mukam Karoti Vada, that I can stand and talk here in Augusta, the grace of Goddess Saraswati. Angam Lalgayate Girin. You know, through Bhagavan's grace, a person with physical limitations can climb mountains. Yes, Kripa Tamaham Pandit Paramanandama. The impossible becomes possible. And what looks possible, can I get moksha in life? Yes, it is possible. Make that possible. Manmana Bhagavat Bhakta. These are beautiful, beautiful verses in the 18th chapter and also in the 9th chapter. Yesterday I spoke about this verse. Sirajnam Chapi Mam Vitti Sanakshetreshu Bharata. Shri Krishna, I am there in all of you. Iti Guhyam Shastram. This great grit I have given to you. Now he concludes the 15th chapter. This chapter is a climax of all Bhagavad Gita. Iti Guhyam Shastram. Idam Tam Maya Naga. O Anaga. He calls Arjuna Anaga, one free from all sin. I have revealed the greatest secret to you. Yeta Budhva Buddhiman Syat. Once you have understood what I have told you, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go. You are utterly fulfilled. This is for the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the last verse of the Gita. Not the last 28. But this is for the Prashloka, the last teaching verse. Beautiful verse. Jesus kept on this for 3 days with full meaning. Sarva Paritya Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papibhyo Moksha Shesyam Mahasam. See, if you understand the last, he says, he's telling Arjuna, and through Arjuna all of us, I will give you, I will free you from all this. You have to surrender to me. Make it my responsibility. Trust me, I'll take you across. This beautiful verse. We conclude the story. This is my start. I read the whole book. This is my last story. I'm going to conclude just a moment. There was a Sufi saint who was moving with his followers from one oasis to another. They planned it a way that before dark they will reach the oasis, because if you're in the desert at night, it becomes so cold you won't survive. They somehow managed to reach by dark, but the first thing was, where do I get some food? They have run out of water, very hungry. And when you're hungry, you will look for where you can get. Unfortunately, a rich man was hosting a banquet, so all of them went, and the king was led them all to that. And the host was welcoming all of them, said, please come. And then suddenly saw a group of strangers, and he says, who are you? I do not know who you are. And suddenly he says, and then it occurred to him, more important than the whole world knowing is whether I know myself. This is the last line of the Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Wherever Sri Krishna is, Yatra Partho Nurdara. That means Shrita means the higher values and all. Wherever there is Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Nurdara. All of us determined that I am going to gain moksha. Tatra De Sri Vijaya Bhutir Dhruva Niti Virma. This is promise. You will have prosperity, you will have fulfillment. You will know all the wealth in the world, and this is what Shri Guru Namaha. Thank you very much.
We'll have question and answer. People can come mic and ask questions so everybody can hear loud. Don't hesitate and wait for somebody else. Only question, the bad question that is never been asked. While there is no bad question, no wrong question. Ask the question, ask the doubt, because doubt removes us from ignorance, leads us to the knowledge. So ask whatever language, if you don't know English, he understands Hindi. If you know Sanskrit, he understands Sanskrit. And any other regional language he knows. So please come on and ask questions. So this is not the goal of our temple. We talk of rituals in Buddha in the temple, but this should be another goal of ours. Ritual is one of the stepping stones, as our beloved Guruji repeatedly said. He does best, not why. Don't stop just in the rituals. Move a step ahead. What will it do for you? It will help you to remove some of the ignorance, and that removing some of the ignorance will lead you to happiness that we talked about. The misery that we talked about, that we go seeking for every time that happens. So thank you. Please come back here and ask question. Dhamma, need to summarize. Come over. I'm going to put you on the spot. Come over. What's your question?
So I have a clarification in my mind. Okay, other people might be clear about it, but I have a question. When we talked about, and you have touched it very much about moksha being some reach, not a goal. So I think a lot of people what they don't understand is at least I felt like I didn't understand for a long time, is when somebody reaches that stage, whether it's a guru or a learned person, they're not able to express the state. So various people have tried to explain it in language, and that's why there is so much difference in the way people have expressed that state, for want of a better word. Am I understanding that correctly, or am I wrong in it? Because yesterday there was, somebody said something about Buddhism, and he said something about Advaita Vedanta. And I feel like when a person has reached that state, it's their being, and they're unable to, for want of a better word, actually express the state. Uchishta, right? I mean, and so that's why I've seen so many people trying to explain the state when it's really unexplainable. It's a state of being.
Now, you have been searching for the tenor.
Yeah.
And the speakers you are that. Now, what can you say? You have no. Suddenly, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Because you have. So it's not something to be described. It is something to know. And you can't even describe it. So there is no point trying to describe because it cannot be described.
Yeah.
So, but then, the teacher will give you a technique to get you there. So let us not worry about the description of what moksha is, because for example, Ram Buddha said, he became a leader student. For 7 days he never spoke. Because he did not know how to communicate what he wanted to say to you. It is said that for 7 days he could not speak, because he could not communicate what he wanted to communicate. But then there were what is the Guru Vibes, those people who started a spiritual journey. So from Bodhgaya, we had an enlightenment, he moved all the way to Sarnath. And then he found people. And they looked at him and said, they could see a glow. They said that Buddha would walk, trees out of its season of glow, dead tree, proud trees. There was a very strong energy field. This is symbolic. And so they said, can you describe what it means to be enlightened? And Ashoka has put a huge monument in Sarnath to commemorate Buddha's first speech. This will come as an anticlimax, because it's still an anticlimax, but this is Buddha's speech to his few people. And he said, monks, you know what it is to be enlightened? He says, when I take a big breath, I know I've taken a big breath. When I take a small breath, I know I've taken a small breath. And when I take a medium-sized breath, I know I have taken a medium-sized breath.
That's it.
And Ashoka put a monument there. So that's why it's all about objectless awareness. I'm aware. To bring in, that state of mind where no one is going to disturb you at all. And this is a supposedly natural state.
So that's the perspective of Advaita Vedanta, right? What about the other two schools of at least the thought that a lot of people like Dvaita Vedanta and Vishishta Advaita Vedanta, because that's where a lot of people, all these gurus came at a certain time when they needed to be brought back into the realm, not for the common man, who goes to the temple and has that duality in him and wants to, to pray to external God when God is within, or the consciousness is within them.
Of Vishishta Advaita and Dvaita. Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya are not ordinary people. They are highly elevated and great people. Now, the problem in Advaita Vedanta is the appeal to people becomes difficult when God is taken out of it. When you say Aham Masmi, it may appear that, I am God and a sense of sacrilege. So, there is a certain compromise where God has been working very strongly both in Vishishta Dvaita and Dvaita. So, the path of bhakti becomes much more. Not that Advaita Vedanta has no bhakti. There are also bhaktas. But so the bhakti path is more strong. Just like this ISKCON movement, you get intoxicated with Sri Krishna consciousness. So the focus both in Vishishta Dvaita, there is the ISKCON movement. It's an offshoot of Vishishta Dvaita, and Dvaita is about bringing in bhakti. Now, it is said by the Shankara schools that initially you see God as a person, then you see God as a part of me, and then you see God as not other than me. Now, therefore, they are given some various levels of a certain story or a certain stages that you go through between Visuraaga. Now, whom do you love the most?
Yourself.
Yes. Now, the question is God the means, is God the goal, or is God myself? Now, now I will give you the example of our trek to Mount Kailash. When you are going on Mount Kailash, each one is separated from your family members. Each one is allotted a person who can't speak your language, your Sherpa to take you. For the next 3 days, he is like your guru, he is like your God. He takes your baggage, small amount of kgs, 7 kgs of weight, and he takes you on that path, and all families are separated because you walk at your own pace. Now, why do I love my Sherpa? Because he is now the means. Now, once the means is over and the goal is reached, what do? What happens to my love for him? Over, I tip him and say, please go, I'm done with you. So, when the means is, when you need him, I love him or not. So, initially, God is the means. Then, God is the goal. I want to do the parikrama. Finally, the question is, why do I do what I do? To be able to discover that God is none other than myself. Whom do you love the most? Clearly, it comes in the Upanishads itself. There is one Upanishad called Visuraaga. In the Visuraaga Upanishad, the teacher is Yajnavalkya, great teacher. He had 2 wives. That is before he became sannyasi. One is called Katyayani and the other is Maitreyi. Now, he made so much money because he was a great scholar. King Janaka would give him 1,000 cows with horns full of gold. So because he was a champion at that time, gold was in plenty with him. So because he was going to take sannyas, he said, I'm going to divide my property between the 2 wives. So one of them, Maitreyi said, see, you're giving us so much money and you're going to the forest. Is this going to give me more happiness or what you are going for? So he smiles and says, see, I have gone beyond this. I'm going to seek something which is beyond all this. And she said, can I come with you as a student? So from now on, it's no longer husband and wife, but she's now a student and he's a teacher. Being a former wife, she has the ability to ask questions. So she will be asking all these questions. And sometimes he says, shut up now, you listen. And says, whom do you love the most? And he says, nobody loves your wife or their child for the child's sake. Everybody loves their child or their wife or their spouse for their own sake. Everybody loves. The highest form of love is self-love. And when you discover that God is not apart from you, the highest form, and God is not the means to achieve anything. God is not the goal also. God is none other than God. And that is why in Advaita Vedanta they say that you discover the highest love, that God is not apart from you. God is not a part of you, not out there, but me in essence, not my body.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Microphone. We can hear you.
And you are recorded also.
You recorded.
Yeah, it's
Put on spot.
live streaming चल रहा है.
No.
You have to be on the mic now.
God being Antaryami is accepted by all schools. God being Antaryami, the indweller, is accepted by all schools. The only difference is the Antaryami God is equal to the Atman, the Antaryami indweller, is equal to the Supreme Being, Paramatman, is Advaita. But Antaryami God, is only a subset, part of the superset called Purushottama, Vishishta Advaita. Only a subset, never equal. The Antaryami God is only a part of Purushottama and Vishishta Advaita. The Antaryami God is not neither a part nor exactly the same as the Purushottama and Dvaita. So basically, my question is, Dr. Hegde, I've always got this feeling comparing chapter 8 and chapter 5 and Upanishads of Bhagavad Gita as a compendium of the Upanishadic count, right? So basically, chapter 8, Akshara Parabrahma Yoga, Akshara Parabrahman is it, Parabrahman, period, nothing above it. That is the Parabrahman. As you said, Atmavis, Brahman, Brahmaiva Bhavati. So once you know the Brahman, you are that Brahman. However, Vishishta, once you know the Brahman, you become part of the Purushottama, chapter 15, because there's still some Purusha above you. You're not it. You only become a Nityasuri. The Jivan Mukta, the Mukta, Videha Mukta. So basically in Advaita, right now, Vihaiva, like my Guruji, Appa Guruji said, here and now you can get liberated. But in Vishishta Advaita, you cannot get liberated here and now. Videha Mukta. After you leave your body, you become a Mukta. And after you become a Mukta, you don't become Brahman, you become a part of the Brahman. Not all of the Brahman. So chapter 8 is very Advaitic. Purushottama Yoga 15. There's still a little Purusha above you, Uttama Purusha. So that looks very Vishishta Advaitic to me, which is fine because it's a compendium of all schools of thought. That's my thinking. And if we can do a side-by study of 8 and 15, it would be fun. Not
only the question, you also answered it.
No, I don't have a question, just a comment.
Because, I have nothing to answer because the same text, there is something called Prasthana Traya. Prasthana Traya are the 3 texts. The principal Upanishad, that is 10 Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and the Brahma Sutra. All the 3 great teachers, Adi Shankara, Madhvacharya and Vishishta Advaita is Ramanujacharya. All the 3 exceedingly great people, they have commented on all the 3 and the beauty of our Gita and the Upanishads is they are poetic. See, when the Upanishadic rishis, they have not written it. It has been revealed to them. They have given it as it is. That is why there is no authorship for any of the Vedas. For example, we have the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra was revealed to who? Vishwamitra. So you will get to whom it was revealed. But they don't say they are the author of this mantra. It has been revealed to them, and they have got the revelation. All these mantras are the word mantra. We have to be very clear, technically only. When we're talking about the Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Sutra, we talk of them as shlokas. But when we talk of the Upanishads or the Vedas, they become mantras. When you take something from the Vedas, the Upanishads are part of the Vedas, we call them mantras. When we take them from the Bhagavad Gita, we don't say they are mantras, we call them as shlokas. Now the Veda mantras are extremely sacred, and even if there is some grammatical error, Adi Shankara will point out it. Why? Because the mantras came before Panini's grammar came into being. It's called Asha Prayoga. So it is not a fault of the Upanishads because the grammar came afterwards. And grammatically there is a disparity between the two, but nobody has the authority to make even one bit change in the original Veda mantras. Now, whenever these mantras are, the beauty of a mantra is its poetic nature. And being poetry, you can interpret it this way, this way, this way, and all three are right. And therefore, now you go by your intuition. Do you want to see Bhagavan as Bhakta and Anandadasa? Then you are in Dvaita. Do you want to see Bhagavan as part of me? Then you are in Vishishta Dvaita. You see Bhagavan as not apart from me, then you are in Advaita. So depending upon what is your inclination, the same mantra, the 8th chapter, 5th chapter, you can go interpret it in all ways, and all of them are right.
Exactly.
So that is the beauty of poetry. And so we will not say which is right and which is wrong. And all of us, the beauty of Hinduism is it gives a big menu card for you. Depending upon your inclination. Some people would like to be karma yogis. Some people would like to be upasakas. Some people would like to go into learning of this. So whichever is your path, you pursue along the path, and ultimately he will lead you. So he has led us so far. We have left a good life. Life will be good, and that is why we always conclude. Do you have any more questions? Then I'll conclude.
I have one more question. What about confused cats like me who like both Vishta and
Confusion is the first step towards clarity. So all of us go through that stage. There will be a confusion. A stage will come, Dharma, when suddenly all doubts will go away. It will come. But
no doubt, I like both.
No, a state will come when you will be beyond doubt.
Just as liking both. As you said, they both make sense.
Dr. Hegde, our Guruji told that story, very common story, when Rama asked Hanuman, how you look upon me. If you could repeat that story very beautifully, that answers a lot of questions that we have here.
Honestly, I was thinking of that in my thought. So, Hanuman, asked this question, how do you see Rama? He says, from the body perspective, you are the Lord and your son. That is Dvaita. From the mental perspective, I am of you. From the Atma perspective, we are one and the same. So, from the body part, you are the master and the slave. From your mind aspect, from the Sukshma Sharira, I am a part of you. That is Vishishta Dvaita. From core, the indweller, we are one and the same. There is no distinction whatsoever. It is beautiful poetry. I don't know the Sanskrit words, but you will be able to discover how Hanuman has, in one shloka, has described Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, and so therefore, we get all three. See, that's why you can do Namaskara to the Lord, you can see God as part of you, and God as no different from you.
And our Guruji said it's from Adhyatma Ramayana.
That's true. One.
Yeah, it's working.
Very simple question is this. Does Guru have to be a living person? Does it have to be one person? Because my Guruji passed away in 1948. I was not even 1 year old. But some of my Gurus are here. I'm learning from many of them one at a time.
Can you just repeat your question because people didn't hear in the back?
Okay, does the guru have to be a living guru? Now, to see guru not as a person, because guru is a tattva, a principle. So it is a emperor, it has come from a certain hierarchy. So we can have multiple gurus, and most of my gurus are all internet gurus I have. But then when you are on the spiritual path, like if you have a doubt, my guru cannot answer a question if he is not in flesh and blood. So as part of the process, you will, in the hierarchy, you will need a living guru. This is what my guru said. See, there are doctors here. I trained to be a neurosurgeon because of the guidance of my guru. And my teachers have handheld me and told me how to do the suturing, how to do the neurosurgeon work. I have gone in that path, I have gone in this path. I can know one thing for sure. Maybe you can do a brain surgery without the help of a guru by going through YouTube videos. But this knowledge, without a living guru, to be able to guide you by giving you direct questions, hitting you when you are on the wrong path. Sometimes the guru can be strong. The guru can hit you hard. So therefore, we need a living guru to be able to make reference to in order to go on the path. Certainly, a guru is not a person, it is a principle. It involves the whole lineage of gurus who have inspired you. But I can say from my own experience and what my teachers say, if you can do neurosurgery maybe without a guru, or you can learn cooking or driving without a guru, but Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, you need a living guru.
Who was your guru?
Swami Paramarthananda Ji. So, when you talk about your guru, you have no words. That is why the kind of gratefulness that you have for your guru, you cannot describe in words, because that person will give you a glimpse of what he has seen. That's my Sri Guru Vedana. And we need a guru who will be able to do. And I will say, look around, you will find. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Well, I have learned the importance of the guru, but I don't have it. And I have been looking for one, and I haven't found one. But while I was coming, you said look around and you find it, but I haven't found it. How can I find it?
Very important question. Now, how do I know who is the right guru? See, when you are in the domain of ignorance, with my ignorance, I cannot evaluate who is the guru. So, let your quest be, I want a guru. You will contact me and tell me that your guru has found you. See, it is not that we find the guru will find you. And this is the mystery of it. The guru is able to make that connection, the guru will get in touch with you.
Thank you for your answer. But because I haven't found a guru, but I have one sentence which I have been following. Just surrender to me. I just surrender to the Lord. So hopefully.
The Lord has got so many gurus. In fact, I will tell you, there are so many enlightened masters who are underemployed. It's not that we don't have gurus, there are so many, and nobody is going to them. Because, we are so caught up with dharma, artha, kama, and tomorrow we will touch on that moksha purushartha. There is a book called Road Less Traveled. It is said one day, my guru said this. He conducted a program in a nice retreat venue, and then about 60, 70 people were there. And then he sent word to everybody that, see, today is the day we will leave this place, but those of you who want moksha can stay back. Everybody has some commitment to it, not now, moksha can wait. When Prahlada was enlightened because he had Prahlada was very great. Hiranyakashipu, then he became Prahlada. Vishnu would come every time to him and say, what do you want? He said, nothing. And once he said, see, I've asked you so many times. You have to ask for something. He said, I've got everything, I don't need anything. Alright, he says, make all my people enlightened. Is it okay? But you first ask them whether they want it or not. And then he did the same proclamation. Nobody. So, this is the story.
Up till now, I did this thing, I am the body. After your lecture, I say I am not the body. Okay. So up till now, whatever I did, my karma, now I got a knowledge. I realized that I am not the body. So after this, whatever my body does, is there any bondage? How come? Is it a thing apply? How does it apply?
Very good question. Until now, I am this body. And all this body has got three types of karma. If you go by the law of karma, it is called prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma, when we are born with, it's like you send a child, from India to an American university. Many years ago, you send him a certain amount of dollars, currency exchange, you send it to him. This is for 1 year. You give him a certain amount of currency because money exchange is not possible. So when we are born into this world, we come with a certain amount of currency of punya and papa. That is for our whole life. That means the moment my currency drops, this moment my body drops. So the prarabdha karma is deciding how long I live and when my body, and the prarabdha karma decides where you are born, which family you are born, wealthy family, whether I am born with physical or mental diseases, what diseases will come. All that is decided by my prarabdha karma. So when you are born, there is one karma. Give me 2 minutes. So the next question, some colleagues. Second, in our daily life, every day you will do some good karma, bad karma. Whenever you do a good karma, it adds to your punya quotient. When you do a papa, it adds to your papa quotient. Now, there is a bank account somewhere in the cloud data called sanchita karma. Now, I have lived many lives where I have not used up all the newly accumulated karma. That means I might have done a lot of bad things, I might have done good things. And sometimes you hear of instant karma. You do something bad and you get your karma back. But sometimes the karma is not instant. I may do a bad thing and get away with it, but it keeps in my cloud data. The Lord's computer has no errors. It is always. So there is a sanchita karma which has a record of millions of births. Too much of punya, too much of papa is there in our cloud data for all of us. So as long as I have a body, I have my prarabdha karma which decides the present life. I have my karma which is my day-to-day kind of going up and down. And then there is the karma which is directly linked to this body. And therefore when I die, there is punarjanma and then a new body is formed, some amount of punya. In each life, because we commit more sins and more punya, the cycle goes. That is why we have what is called punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam.
Yeah, but I am Brahman.
I'm coming to you. The moment you discover that I am Brahman,
yeah, but I realize.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
The moment you discover I am not the body,
Right.
my karma account is closed. Miraculously. Like how cancer can treat radiation, our radiation can treat cancer, so that sanchita cloud data destroyed. Agami karma no more being done. Because now I have no ego. There is no sense of doership. There is no more punya papa. Prarabdha karma will be there till this body drops. And once the body drops, the moment a person becomes enlightened, according to Vedanta, there is no rebirth because the Sanchita karma is gone, Agami karma is not being created. Prarabdha karma, like when you switch on the fan will go on for some more time. As long as the Prarabdha karma goes, and the moment body drops. The moment you say, I am Brahman, the karma account is closed. Only Prarabdha karma will continue till the body has to go.
Okay. Yeah, I think Gata Kotyadikam sloka.
Yeah, Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana was Shankara.
Okay, I'll put it there later on.
No, this is very clear cut one. So once the karma, that's why we need to have moksha, the clear disidentification with the body. The body has its, that's why Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had his throat cancer. But for him, somebody has got cancer. That somebody is going through pain. It is somebody. So there is body disidentification becomes so much. Even for others it looks like, Maharaj, you are suffering. Who's suffering? Visarga Maharaj, you read about Visarga Maharaj, I am that book, where he himself also had, I think, another form of cancer. He says cancer is there in the body. This identification is absolutely clear. Now, if you've heard of Ashtavakra, a salesperson, a shopkeeper. And one day, somebody said, satsang is going on up. So, chalo, I'll close my shop and there the teacher was saying, you are Brahman. That's it. He said, why will my teacher tell a lie? He believed him 100%. And for him, the body disidentification became just like you said, I am Brahman. So no more karma. Whatever happens, happens to the body, not to me.
I guess we conclude right here. We have some snacks and tea for all of us. And any more small question or discussion you want to have with Dr. Hegde, you can have it. Just want to let you know one more thing. When I asked Dr. Hegde, when I invited him to Augusta, what is his expectation? And his expectation from us is nothing. Nothing. That's very clear. We have never spoken about it. He learned from his Guru Parampara, Parampara, Paramarthanandaji, Anubhavanandaji. If you like any contribution to make to that, make it in the name of Hindu Temple Society. I don't want to whatever that amount is. So that's all. But nothing is mandatory or required from any or other. Tomorrow when you come, we'll have again dinner for you. Bring your friend. If one person or two person can be benefited from his lecture, that would be the greatest gift to Dr. Hegde and to me. I think that is all I can say. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.